They call me the burlesque mayor of New York City. At least they do when I ask them nicely. When I'm hosting shows, I do a whole shtick about LaGuardia, who Paul mentioned earlier. Gypsy had choice words for LaGuardia. LaGuardia had choice words for burlesque. He called it entertainment for morons and perverts. And so, dear morons, gentle perverts, an excerpt from Gypsy Rose Lee's murder mystery, The G-String Murders. The first of two murder mysteries set in the world by burlesque, written by burlesque performers. We're in sales. Chapter 1. Finding dead bodies scattered all over a burlesque theater isn't the sort of thing you're likely to forget. Not quickly, anyway. It's the little things, incidents that don't seem important when they happen, that slip your mind. With me, for instance, as long as I live, I remember seeing that bloated, bluish face, the twisted, naked body, the swollen, and the glitter of a G-string hanging like an earring from the swollen neck. Sometimes, even now, I wake up in a cold sweat with the sound of a body squashing on the stage and Dolly Baxter's screams in my ears. The things that are harder to remember are the incidents leading up to the murders. The raid is a good example. How was I to know that it wasn't just another pinch? Then, Dolly Baxter and Lolita Laverne, they were always fighting anyway. So how could I guess that their ordinary hair-pulling, name-calling differences of opinion were leading to death? I'll admit I should have known something was up when the Princess Nirvana opened at the Old Opera. She must have seen the signs backstage. They were all over the place. Full net pants, no pumps, no grounds. Keep your navel covered. You couldn't miss seeing them. But when she did her specialty and took off her last pair of pants, I was definitely going to hand in my notice. I didn't, of course, but, well, maybe I'd better start from the beginning. Not when I first went into show business, but from the time I received the telegram in Columbus, Ohio. Gypsy Rose Lee, it read. Gaiety Theater, Columbus, Ohio. You open February 12th, Old Opera Theater, New York City. Salary, $125 net. Theater reel showcase for Broadway debut, wire confirmation, rush photos, H.I. Moss. The wire was typical of him. H.I. Moss, owner of 6 burlesque theaters and undisputed impresario of burlesque, wouldn't wire, can you open? And although I'd been working for him for 2 years, he wouldn't sign it best regards, nor would he write Herbert or Isidore Moss. Burlesque is the poor man's follies, was one of his expressions, but I'm sure he didn't feel that way about it. He was convinced that an H.I. Moss production meant not only clean entertainment for the whole family, but also stood for the very best Broadway could offer. If he thought Eugene O'Neill could write a good burlesque blackout, then O'Neill was the man for him. If he couldn't write anything but dynamo and strange interlude, Moss would shrug his shoulders and say, "Who wants to know from such corn? Girls, that's what the public wants." He might have been right at that. Of all his theaters, the Old Opera was the favorite. It had survived a good many impressions, and the policy was, girls, girls, girls. In smaller print, they advertised, laughs, laughs, laughs. Next in prominence, Boxing Thursdays. Moss emphasized the clean entertainment part, too. The night I met him, he impressed it on my mind. That was the night he changed my name from Rose Louise to Gypsy Rose Lee. That Louise is too refined for a stripteaser, he said. Refinement in burlesque we must have, but not too much. I really didn't want to join a burlesque troupe, no vaudeville actor does. If you find one in burlesque, you can be sure he got in through the starvation route. I certainly did. Maybe not exactly starvation, but when there's only one punch left in your meal ticket, it's close enough. Not only that, but I've been locked out of an egg crate of a hotel in the thriving city of Toledo. H.I. Moss didn't care much whether I wanted to be a stripteaser or not. He thought of himself as a star builder, a sort of cross between David Belasco and Flo Ziegfeld, with a little Napoleon thrown in as an added attraction. I will personally see to it that your name is in lights on Broadway, he said to me, exactly 1/2 minute after I met him. It was my closing night in a comfort station that the defunct owners playfully called a nightclub. The lights were dim and a 5-piece orchestra pounded out tune after tune, while my new boss outlined my future for me. From the routine he was giving me, it sounded like I was going into training for the ballet, or at least the Olympics. Experience, that's what you need, his eyes peering at me through bifocal glasses closed dreamily. And clothes, velvets with feathers, diamonds in your hair. The red and blue overhead lights reflected on his bald head as he raised his voice above that of the singer in the band. When he really interested me was when he got down to cases. A pay-or-play contract. Diamonds in my hair was well and good, but at that moment I was a little hungry. First you play my circuit, then you play a year in stock here in Toledo. If at the end of that time I, H.I. Moss, feel that you are ready for Broadway, you play the old opera. He waited for me to gurgle, not the old opera, with awe in my eyes. Unfortunately, I had never heard of the theater, so all I could give him was, what is the salary? From the G-String Murders by Gypsy Rose Lee. Starring a character named Gypsy Rose Lee. Read by me, Jonny Porkpie, author of The Corpse War Pasties, starring a character named Jonny Porkpie. Well,